Hello, let's finish this animation. Look at what we have here. Bam, 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 bam. Now I'm going to animate this second part. So we have the dude running, boom, and now I need to animate the other dude. So let's go to that timeline of this other dude. We have that pose. Now I also have a rough pass of all of this, which is supposed to be somewhere over. Oops, you're not looking at me. So where is this? Here. This is my rough pass. And what I'm going to do is in between all of this, change the color on top of that rough pass. Awesome. And let's do so. So we have this. We have an anticipation here. Then we do an arc, we go all the way up. Actually, this frame maybe goes here. Yeah, it belongs in here. And then I'm checking that everything is working. We have this one here. I'm going to work on this one here. And then I'll go here. So I am choosing the main poses that I'm going to draw. And then I'll take care of the in-betweens later. But I'm going to design these poses first. Now I also have to think about the arcs that the head is going to make. So here the head is going to move up, see? It's up and boom. So I need to follow that also here. Let me change the colors, blue. Bam. And now I'm going to rough out everything before committing to a final design. I'm going to rough out everything. Boom. Now this foot will be here. Something like this. Yeah. But before, I shouldn't approach this just like drawing one specific part of the character, because there is a lot of stuff to take care of here. Like for example, the stretch of the body will be something. So here I'm stretching the body too, see, bam. That knee is going to get a little bit straighter. Bam. It's moving up. It's moving up, and the arm is going to move far away. Bam, bam, perspective. And the elbow is going to move also far away. And it's going to face that way. And I'm going to keep the same hand here. Maybe moving that a little bit towards the side. Look at the connection between the arms. So I am thinking about the flow of the pose. And now I want to design my pose here. I want to design everything here. Maybe I'll keep the leg a little bit bending, but not that much. And maybe the knee also should move forward. So I am, of course, I'm following the super rough pass that I have. But while designing this pose, I also have to consider some other stuff. Cool. So I have something here. And now on this other one, I want to stretch. I want to stretch here this leg. Maybe here the leg also bends the same way it was before because we are now falling. And because the rough pass is super, super, super rough, I'm not considering some of the proportions, which is something that now that I'm doing the tie down, I have to consider. But I'm doing like a second rough pass just to clarify or to add information that I needed. Bam, bam. Better. Beautiful. And then, oh, bam. Now all of these appear. Now, this is the thing. I had a rough path, which is this one over here, but this was not enough because that rough path was totally out of model. So in this tie down, I'm just updating my rough pass. Oopsie. I'm putting more attention into my rough pass. And now that I did so, in terms of the proportions, I'm going to now design every piece of my character with the same rules that I've been applying for the entire short film in terms of shape design. Look at that fold in here on the leg. Now I'm also leaving this little negative space here, which is going to make a huge difference. Cool. And I am tapering here towards the bottom. So this part's thicker than this one. Everything is lifting, so see how these lines are pushing that direction? Just to feel like the ships are moving towards that way. Now here is the height of my knees. And here I want to move up a little bit. And then I want to move towards the right side. All of this. So I am making an arc with the knees, which is this. And it feels like it's progressively moving towards the side. But I'm not drawing that. Curve straight here. Now this belt, just to keep things a little bit consistent, I'm going to copy and paste it because I don't want to spend too much time there. I have to pay a lot of attention to be accurate. And now the difference here is like, no, I have to redraw this stuff. So why I'm not I was going to copy and paste this thing, but now I'm not going to do so because the apex of this belt is going to change as now this leg is the force pushing up. The apex of this line is at the center. If you have this circle here, the apex is here. If I now do something like this, the apex is here. And now if I do something like this, the apex is here. But right now the belt, the apex is all the way in the middle. But now that the leg is up, I want to change the apex of the belt to be at in this point. So it creates a tension with the leg. So that's why copy and pasting right now for this will not be the best idea. So what I'm going to do is use another tool, which is the shift and trace. I'm going to enable the onion skin, and I'm going to reduce the opacity of the onion skin. What I'm going to do next is select this tool here, which is the shift and trace, that you can right click here and enable the shift and trace. And you will only need this black arrow, and when you click on the black arrow and you press command or control on that, you can move the onion skin. So you can even change the pivot point of that drawing and move it around, so I can trace on top of that and keep the same volumes. Cool, magical. And then I'm going to go here, and I know that I'm not only have to copy and paste, but I have to change the apex of the line. So the apex of the line will be here. So I have to draw my belt accordingly. And even this circle will be this way. See? And then I can, when I press this, I release the shift and trace. Oopsie, I don't like this one here. See how that moving that apex gives me this sense of the turning edge of this character is here. So this is the side and this is the bottom. It's like if we were seeing like a flour sack here. If we're seeing a flour sack here. Is that it's like this turning edge here. This is the flour sack. This is the turning edge here, which is going to give me the volume that I need to represent, which is the front and the side plane. And that is exactly what I get when I am aware of the apex of the curves, and I move that as my brain is not working, as I move them as I need to create this sense of three-dimensionality and not just copy and pasting the pieces up and down. See? Bam. Awesome. I want to add more thickness here. Beautiful. Then I can just watch. Oh, bam. And here, for example, now that I know that this is the turning edge, I can design this stuff of the t-shirt accordingly. As if it were turning around. Also, the hand should go up, now that I see. The shoulder will move down a bit. Now here, for example, I can draw this line, copy and paste this line here, and then I'll preserve the same proportions between both arms. Always drawing around. See how I went like this? Instead of just going like this, I went like this. But because I have a superpowers, and I know where to just where I want my darker line, I go around, but I just draw. I just put the pressure on the part that I want the line to appear on the front or on the back. Where? And then I just put the pressure, but I go around. That creates this sense of three-dimensionality. Cool. Maybe you can start opening. No, keep it simple. Keep it simple. And I have to be efficient because I have to remember this is just a crowd character, and I need to prioritize other stuff. But still, but still. Also, so here, for example, the hand. This is an S. This is a C. This is a C. This is an S. Here we have a C. This is for shortening, something like this. The thumb. See how everything flows? Even here. Be kind with your lines, with your drawings. Even this, now that I'm seeing here. Simplification. I don't like this anymore, so I can find another way. Better. I will leave these eyes like white to look like Gorilla's character. Bam. Yeah, this thing is changing a bit. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to trace the exact number of triangles that I have on this t-shirt here. Maybe I can reveal a little bit of the point over here. Well, actually, this is a twist because the hips are going this way and the chest is going that way. See? Okay, let's go. Bam. 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 Now I'm going to use a shift and trace again and copy and paste the head. And maybe rotate this a little bit. Now let's trace this stuff. How is the head when it's normal? Okay, nice. Okay, I'm going to make the head turn. I can just copy and paste that head, actually. It should be easier. I'm going to rough out the head because I cannot decide right now, so I'm going to do a rough. Because then I have to turn everything and I don't want to. Or maybe I should have, I should. Every time that I'm recording, people start texting me. Like my friends start texting me. When I'm not recording, no message. When I'm recording, boom, down. So that's funny. No, I don't want to create a front view of this thing. Decisions making. So let's get rid of this. And let's just copy and paste the same head. I don't know. I don't want to think about this right now. It's 21 minutes. This head is funny. And if I just keep this head, if I leave more time for this head to read, that'll be the ideal. Even bigger. It's just a crowd character, Harry. Let it go. Let it go. Come on, attack. There you go. Time! Not too much. Cool. Let's work on this one. Lower the opacity. And let's go part by part. Now that I know how this character looks in this pose, I can totally just. Now that I have the rock pass, and the idea of the rock pass is to have like a template of the entire pose that I can just draw individual parts on top. It's easy. No, let me explain this better. If I want to start drawing the nose right now here, I can't because I already have the entirety of the pose, like the seal of the pose, the overall shape of the pose. So I can start wherever I want and single focus on one specific part and not in the macro view because I already took care of the macro view of the pose, if that makes sense. Here I want to stretch the head completely. Like the eye mask, the cheeks. I had to take this is the type of chin-chan mouth. Time! Look at my head. Do you think it's leaving like a thing in the middle of my head? Let me move this shit. Play music. Come on. It's hurting this part, dude. Super uncomfortable. Who made this? Shit. Oh, nice. Weird. I think I'm losing some volume, so I'm going to take care of that in a moment. Center line there. Everything is stretching. So I'm also reducing the volume of the torso. We need to attach the leg to the part, to the same 2 points here. So see that it's moving. I forgot to talk. So, thumb. Always use your hand. So please, please, please let me get what I want. Lord knows it will be the first time. So for once in our life. Bam. So this is the hand. And now this will be the first. Bam. And then I want to translate this into a cartoony shape. Yeah. Now I want to group these two fingers into one shape. And I want to leave this index alone. Awesome. So the shape flows. And then I can break this into two shapes. And disappear. Get out of here. Oopsie. Let's look at this. Hold on. It's 35. Good. Good. It's working. Now let's work on the in-betweens. I can reuse this frame here. Let me duplicate this drawing here. Here is going down, up. So this is like the anticipation of the turn. And here I can make the arm detach from this. I want a different feeling on this hand. I want something like this. Let's see how can we achieve that thing that I see in my mind and that I need to figure out how to do it here. Yes. Yes, this is the flow that I wanted to achieve. Now that I have my idea here, the only thing that I have to do is move this into a rough. It's like I do this thing that I pivot between super rough drawings and tie down, super rough drawings and tie down, but I don't explore with clean drawings. I explore with rough drawings, and once I have those rough drawings, and I want to commit, then I'll move into clear, clear lines, not clean, clear lines. Boom. Cool. That's how we reuse that frame for that one. Look at the first hand that I wanted to do versus the final hand that I really I was seeing this in my head. Cool. Let's go next frame. Let's see. See how with just a few poses I already can feel my animation. And now I can add an in between there. Another one here. And that will be it. Look at that turn. He's leaving that thing that he's holding with the other hand as he turns towards camera. Awesome. Let's look in between this thing. Onion skin, bam bam. I'm right now looking for ways to cut corners here. It doesn't even feel at all. That's it. And this in betweens, I'm trying to reuse parts and stuff just to make it faster. And because this is just a crowd character, I don't care too much. Sometimes I'm not at all. So look at how I'm not only moving this up and down, but I'm also moving this a little bit to the left. And I'm moving that thing a little bit to the left and giving that round, that arc. That arc is enough to create this to create this roundness in the movement, which is going to make your animation look less stiff. So look at only the head, bam, 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 bam. And then from here to here it goes like that, and then the other one disappears. So all good with that. Now let's in between this. This is almost like a smear frame. Now the idea of all of this, let me repeat. The idea of the rough pass that I had before is to trace on top of this. So I don't have to think about the timing, but I think I will do everything again because I changed some stuff. So okay. I can jump instead of in between this all the way in the middle. I can jump. I can favor directly to this next pose. Cool. Now I need a rough pass here. I can even make the silhouette a bit more clear by leaving this space there. Awesome. So everything, look at how everything, this negative space is pointing this way, the space, the shape of the body is pointing that way, the line of this arm is pointing that way, so everything is flowing that way, see? The fingers. the leg here. Oh, me time. Bam, 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 bam. Let's design this pose. That's my favorite part, designing stuff. Of course, this is 10x faster and easier when you have a model sheet and you just follow the rules of the character on top of this. But right now I'm designing the character and animating at the same time. Bam. So here I can even have fun and push everything even more. Look, this line here is starting to feel like it's the same piece, or the same piece is getting like attached to something. So I have to be careful to that and just reduce that a bit more. Cool. Look at this line here. That's the line that I have to turn here. I want this to be like converse. So we're going to give an extra line here. This part is too thick. That's what she said. Bam! Time, 55. Okay, let's wrap up. That cheek is stuck there. I don't care about the cheek. Let's finish this animation. It's almost there. What the heck happened with that line? Okay. Get out of here. What the heck is this? Oh, oops. Let's go. Faster. Let's finish this. Hold on. 58. Let's get out of here. Oof. Boom. Length. Bam. Average. Knee, here. Favoring that side. Here I can copy and paste this one, make it bigger. Awesome. More, a bit more flat so it starts to turn away. Move this towards the inside. Awesome. Move this back. Entire thing back a bit. Ah, it feels connected. La puta madre. Let's go, let's go. Cool, let's see what we have. Cool. And here it disappears. Let me copy all of this. I want to create this shape as if this line will go from here to here. See? And this finger from here to here. This negative space here. I'm going to reduce the negative space here. Cool. Bam, disappeared. Boom, 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 boom. Awesome, and then we disappear. Let's see what we have. Belleza. Boom. Bam. On once, maybe. Too fast. Better. Okay. That's it. That's it with the side characters. This chick supposed to be normal here, but I like it there. Looks funny, and I'm going to leave it there. Let's see the rest. Let's see the other character. Awesome. Let's disable the crowd layouts. Oopsie. Let's go inside of the node view. Disable. Let's look at this. What the heck is this doing here? Okay. Okay, here this is the turns. Copy. Paste here. Now here we don't need this dude. Awesome. Well, on the next video I'm going to polish this in, animate the trampoline falling. I will also add the turn of both characters looking to the side because I forgot to do so. And other than that, that'll be it for this video. Let's see. Now I'm going to add a peg here. I already have a peg. Let me see if I can improve the animation by adding some motion. Because it's already working. It's already working, so I'm going to see if I can do something else. I don't feel like. Awesome, that's it. Oh, the layout. Need to extend the layout. Where is it? PG. And move all over here. Now this is the scene. This is animation, and hope you like this craziness. Boom, boom, boom. Run, run, run. Floom, floom. So the character falls into the trampoline. Yeah. And then they look. I have to animate that shit. And then they run away. I think I'm missing one frame here. Yeah, this is on 3. I can try to put this on 2. Perfect. Nailed. But don't forget to like and subscribe. And other than that, see you next time. Bye.